Hello and welcome back to everything you wanted to know about second language acquisition, but were afraid to ask. And today we're talking about the most important question, or the most popular question our students ask, which is, how can I get rid of my accent?
Absolutely, we hear it a lot.
Yeah.
So before we delve into that, could we perhaps define what exactly an accent is?
Yeah, that's a good start. It's the problem with it, it's a mix of things. It's not only the way you pronounce your vowels and consonants, your sounds in general, it's also how you reduce certain syllables, how you mesh things together, like two words together, two sounds together. It's how you stress certain syllables over others. It's how the rhythm of your speech works. It's also the tempo, the speech rate in general. It's the intonation, the melody of your voice and how that works, and so all those things together would constitute your accent.
Okay, so it's not just individual sounds.
Not at all,
Okay.
not at all.
So why do you think people feel such a strong desire to change their accent?
Well, that's a good question for you actually, because I know that you're not from Central Canada and you're originally from East Coast.
Halifax, Nova Scotia.
And I do know that you changed your accent. Can I ask you why you wanted to change it?
Well, because people made fun of me. The first time I met somebody from Upper Canada, I think I said something like, "Oh, it's really hot out." And they said, "What? It's really what?" I said, "It's really hot out." O-U-T. So
Yeah.
you would say out. And up to that point, I had no idea that I said out any differently than the next person. So I felt embarrassed and ashamed, and so changed it.
Right. Well, I think there were two things that were happening. One was the person didn't understand what you said entirely, maybe.
Maybe.
So there may be a comprehension issue, and then the other thing is that they actually might have made fun of you, which made you feel insecure about your own accent.
Sure.
So that happens a lot, and a lot of native speakers want to change their accent, and a lot of non-native speakers want to change their accent because they want to blend in. That doesn't mean to say that everybody wants to do that, and a lot of people are very proud of their accent and they would actually make an effort not to change it. But in case you would like to sound like a local, then a lot of effort needs to be applied. It doesn't simply change on its own. And I'm wondering what you did to change your accent.
Well, first I had to figure out what exactly I was doing differently.
Right.
So I guess I was saying O instead of ow.
Yeah.
So I had to make a conscious effort to change that sound every time it occurred in speech, which is quite often.
Right. So which words do you pronounce with the O sound?
So before I would have said I live in a house, so now I have to say I live in a house. Before I would have said eek, there's a mouse. Now I say mouse. Before I would have said I sit on a coach. Now I sit on a couch.
Exactly. So do people comment on your accent now?
No, I fit in, I blend right in.
Right, exactly. But you still have an accent, it's just now an Upper Canada accent, right? So it changed. But what you did, we actually do with our students. The first step is to observe and understand what the differences are between how locals pronounce things and how you pronounce things. The second step is to understand what you can do in order to change your own accent, how you need to move your speech organs to pronounce things differently. And the third thing is to actually try and adopt this new feature. And just to give an example, in our first class we teach intonation patterns to our students, and they learn about the falling tone in English. Sorry. Right? My voice goes down, it's a steep fall. And the rising tone, sorry. And that those two tones are entirely different. They have a completely different meaning, even though the word is the same.
Or the one my nephew likes to use when he's upset.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh wow, so that's passive aggressive. I like it. We don't teach that yet, but we might need to incorporate this one. But the point is, our students have to actually observe native speakers for about a week and then they come back and they report on what they have observed in terms of the intonation patterns, and then they try to learn how to use those patterns. They try to adopt those patterns, and sometimes they adopt them certain patterns easily, and sometimes it's a very long and tedious process. But there is no easy way to just start saying things in a completely different way, especially if you've been speaking the language for quite a while. If you want to learn more about how we work with intonation, pronunciation, and accents, you're welcome to go to our website and discover more stuff there. And until then, thank you very much. See you next time.